Hey folks, so this is just a quick little video on how to hack a 10-speed platform and run 11-speed shifter and cassette and components on that said 10-speed platform. But anyway, this is my personal commuter bike. The little shifter paddle broke off there of my 10-speed SRAM rival component group. So anyway, I'm basically disassembling it here, letting the little pawl out so that ratchet wheel can spin down and I can get my cable out and disassemble this thing. And I had another shift lever that was a SRAM, it's a SRAM red. It's the from the yaw system, but when it was still 10 speed. So I didn't, this is the broken one, and I didn't think the new one would work. Somebody told me it would, and I just figured I'd try it just to see, since I had the bits and stuff there. So that's the 10-speed version, and the part where it basically that little pivot sits up inside of there is just a little bit too wide. So you know, obviously this didn't work. That's all the components and things. I was just going to see if I could swap it all in there, but you know, once I measured it, it's about a 3mm difference between the two there. So I had to just go ahead and go to plan B. I had a SRAM Force 22 shifter set from one of my old bikes, but you know, the problem was that my commuter bike's 10 speed. So initially I thought about putting the 10 speed guts inside of this shifter body, which would have worked, but I figured I went with plan C, which is just to do the old 11 speed 10 speed hack. What you need though is this 1mm spacer. You need one or maybe two of these that come with the 10 speed cassettes. And basically what you do is you're gonna, you know, the freehub, the 11 speed freehub body is about 1.8mm wider than 10 speed. So this little spacer is a millimeter wide. If you leave off one of the flat cogs and one of the spacers, that basically will allow you to put your 11-speed cassette, which is the correct spacing to work with your shifter. You know, the index clicks line up and such. So you can basically just leave off a cog and a spacer and it will work. You can't do the first two because basically the first cog is wider, and you know, it had to engage into my little lock ring, so I obviously was going to leave that one, but it's a little bit wider than the normal cassette cogs there, so just to add strength for that low, you know, there's such small material between the lowest end of the tooth and where the splines and such are. So basically I was limited from the 13 on up. This is a 105 cassette, so you've got plenty of options which cog you want to delete, and it's really not a huge deal because you still got your full range. You know, but anyway, you'll want to put your little spacer on first, and from there you just put your cassette on as you normally would. One thing, you know, I've seen some other videos where folks say that you can only do this with Shimano cassettes, but you can do it with 1171 or 1170, 1150, you know, the mid-range SRAM cassettes as well. But you know, so in this case I just put it all on as normal and then left off the one of the black spacers there, and then the 13 tooth cog, and you know, everything lined up just nice. You know, there's an easy way you can check once you get everything together, or you obviously would want to check this. You know, if you have too many spacers, you're not going to be able to get the lock ring there engaged. But if you need to add a spacer, typically what you'll find is if you kind of grab somewhere along the bottom of the cassette and then somewhere towards the top, and you try to wiggle or twist the teeth of the cogs against each other, and you get some movement, then you'll need to add another spacer. So kind of it'll look like this, where you know, because the lock ring would be tight, but the little cogs would move side to side from each other. So anyway, I chose to leave off the 13, you know, unlucky and such or whatever, and plus I mainly just that's probably one of the least used cogs that I typically use. I'm usually in the middle somewhere here on my commuter bike, but so anyway, just testing it out, you know, and then obviously you got 11 clicks on the shifter and 10 position, so I just left the slack I guess the ghost or the no shift would be down on me just past the 11, so I wouldn't inadvertently try to overshift one more time in the big cog. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful, and if you're not one of my subscribers, go ahead and please subscribe. If you are one of my subscribers, I appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next time.